Hi, my name is Wil Carlos. I'm a belief clearing expert, and this video is for the 100 Women of Vision project so that you, if you're checking out the project and seeing if you want to get involved, can know a little bit more about me as the guy that's involved in a project that's all about women and supporting women, and why is a guy helping to organize this. So that's what this video is for, to answer the elephant in the room. Why is a man so deeply involved with the 100 Women of Vision project? So hopefully this video will answer that for you. This is just a behind the scenes. I'm not going to do multiple takes. I want you to get to know me so you can feel safe or not feel safe to get more deeply involved, because this project may be a perfect fit for you or it may not. And this is your chance to get a better sense of that. So why am I doing this project? Well, I have had a deep passion for working with women for a long time. It's been 4 years now in my practice. And I've noticed that over these years, women show up for this work. And I never used to market to women specifically. I didn't market to any certain demographic or age range or even religious background. But what I started to notice over time was that it was always women that were showing up 95% of the time. They were almost always 40 and over, not always, but usually. And then the clients that got the best results and that we really seemed to click the most always had a religious background, either fundamentalist Christian or just deeply religious, or they were very deeply influenced by Christian values misapplied. And I always say, I love Christian values. They're a beautiful thing, but if they're misapplied by people or individuals with an agenda, then they become weapons for not good. So in seeing this over the years, I started to tailor my niche, tailor my specialty towards working with women of that background in business who want to get out of the first stage of business, we'll call it that, where they are working really hard, they're hustling really hard, they're trying to figure out who they work with and how they do their work. And they want to move into the second stage, which is flow and ease. And those are the women that I am most passionate about working with. And that's probably going to be you if you're watching this video. You may be at stage 1 where you're getting into your business and figuring out who do you work with, what's your model, and that could also be a really good fit as well. So I started my life with what I call the savior syndrome. I grew up with what my friends used to call Roman Catholic guilt. Even though I wasn't raised Christian, I wasn't raised in a religious household, but my mom came from a very religious household. She chose to not walk down that path, and so I never went to church. But I did have this Roman Catholic guilt where I felt that I needed to save everyone. And I remember so clearly in high school, I read a book called The Poisonwood Bible, and then I watched a movie, and both of those things really got me believing that I needed to save the world, that it was up to me to save the world. And I spent the next 10, 12 years with that belief, and it did so much damage, not only for myself, my own psyche, but for the people that I wanted to help. The very people that I wanted to help were turned off and were grossed out by my need to help or fix or save them. And I started to learn new modalities and ways to do that. I became a life coach. I started learning different approaches to energy work. And that just made me more dangerous, because now I had great tools to mask my need to fix and save other people. So fast forward many years later, when I started my work in this modality with energy work, energy healing, energy clearing work, and my energy guy would not let me off the hook. He kept bringing it back to, you got to stop trying to fix people. You got to stop trying to help people, because it's gross, it's egotistical, and it's judgmental. Yeah, he went there. He just kept bringing it back. So thank God I was willing to look at that and see how much of an arrogant, selfish prick I'd been being. And yes, I swear in my work. So you may be turning off the video already, and that's okay. And when I was able to shift that, I finally was able to have a practice. Finally, clients started to show up. Finally, clients started to book and then rebook. And then they wanted to book packages. And then they wanted to continue showing up for my work, because now they were free to choose. They were free to be themselves without judgment from me about them needing to be different. So that's one thing I want you to know about me, is that I don't need you to be different. I don't need you to be fixed. I don't need you to be saved. I don't need you to be any different from what you are. But if you choose a different path, or if you're choosing something new and expanded for your life, then I'm here and we can do that work together. So that's the first thing I want you to know about me. The second is that this project specifically came out of a conversation I had with God. So I was walking here in the woods close to my house about a month and a half ago, and I'd had an idea the night before that was all about my business and expanding my business, which is a fine thing. But the very next morning, God took that basic idea and turned it into a vision, and it is now the 100 Women of Vision project, which is all about empowering women to be able to ask specifically for money and specifically in their business, and to know that they're safe to do so free of judgment. Because it's a skill that we all need, and I see, after having worked with hundreds of women in business, that it's one of the biggest skills that's missing, to be able to do that energetically from a place of clarity. So that's where the project came from. It was a conversation with God, and every day God lets me know one more piece of what this project is, what it will look like, and how to move forward. The last thing I'd like for you to know about me, to see if being involved in this project more deeply is a good fit, is that I have a beautiful family, and I love to brag about them. I have an amazing, incredible wife. I have a 3-year-old daughter that if you and I ever have a call together, or if you show up for the workshop I'll be delivering, you'll hear her running around upstairs, thump, 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 thump. Or you may hear cars in the background because I'm outside in the beautiful countryside, and sometimes trucks go by. Life happens, and I don't make any pretenses about being perfect. So I'd like you to know that about me, that it's a space for being yourself and allowing the next, more expanded version of yourself to show up. So if all that sounds good to you, I would love to get to know you better. Please drop me a line either on Facebook or email, and I'm sure I will see you as we move forward and create this project together. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you soon.